What is up, everybody? My name is KJ, and oh boy, do I have a video for y'all today. We're going to be going over why GameStop is going to make me a millionaire. Now, before we get into this, I want to tell y'all a little secret. I am literally an idiot with a camera. This is not financial advice. This is entertainment, because in a few months, we're going to see if I'm rich, if I'm broke as a joke. So make sure to subscribe so you don't miss the journey. Now, let's get into it. Now, before we go over why I'm going to get rich off GameStop, we have to understand, how do people get rich? Now, we're not talking about trust fund or privileged people who are inheriting millions of dollars. Now, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I hope I get to give my kids millions of dollars, but we can't really learn from them because they didn't start where we are. This is about people like me and you, people working jobs, struggling to have any money left over by the 29th, if you know what I mean. So how do normal people like us end up getting rich? Well, I've been studying this for a while now, and I'm going to go over the 5 steps that we need in order to get rich. Now, the first thing we need is desire. This is what drives you, what motivates you to make money. And I promise you, it is not money. We're not talking about the actual paper here, because if you had $1 million and you couldn't spend it, it was worthless to you. I'm saying, what are the things that you want to buy with this money? Do you want to buy a boat or a nice house, or be able to go on family vacations, or just to do nice things, or to eat out every week? That's what I'm talking about, is what do you want the money for? What are the actual things you desire? Don't think about the dollar amount. Think about what is it you want to acquire in the future. It's going to be harder to get rich, to get wealthy, if you can't visualize these things and let them drive you. Now, the second thing we need to get rich is knowledge. Now, I can already hear y'all right now. You're saying, KJ, you hate school. You almost failed out of college. Yeah, I know. But when I'm talking about knowledge, I'm not talking about that cookie cutter garbage they teach you in high school and college. How valuable is something that everybody has? Like, how valuable is dirt? Also, how valuable is something that you're never going to use? Not very valuable. Now, I'm not saying to drop out of school or to protest school, but don't let school ruin your view of learning like it ruined my view of it for so long. Once you know how to read and once you know how to write, you're set. When you got those 2 things, you can start getting specialized knowledge. Now, this is stuff that people don't know. Now, if dirt is general knowledge, stuff that everybody understands, specialized knowledge is diamonds, stuff that people want to find and is worth something not a lot of people have. And this knowledge is worth more than diamonds, let me tell you. And lucky for you, this curiosity that made you click on this video might have just found you some of those very knowledge diamonds. So if school doesn't teach us this specialized knowledge, or at least it doesn't teach near as much as we should know, where do we get it from? The first place we go to is books. You can find a book on almost anything, and if you read it, you can learn knowledge that normal people who haven't read the book don't know. Second place you can go is YouTube. You can learn almost anything you want these days on YouTube, and it's free. The third place to go for this knowledge is mentors. Find somebody who started where you are now, and they are now where you want to be, and ask them, how did you do it, and can you help me get there? And the fourth place is the internet. Now, we are lucky to live in the timing of the whole world history that we now have access to almost anything we could possibly want to know right in our pocket, on our phone. So make use of this. Stop scrolling through all your garbage on Instagram, whatever, and start learning things with the use of the internet. So third, now that we have this specialized knowledge, we can start to make a plan. Now, this plan requires you to do a lot of thinking and brainstorming, which not a lot of people do these days. Your plan is going to have to be unique to you because you're the only one that's in your exact situation that you're in right now. Also, your plan has to have a chance of working. If you go up to somebody and ask, hey, do you plan on being a millionaire someday? They will probably tell you yes. But if they don't have a plan to get there, then it's going to be very unlikely they ever do. And working a job that pays you less than 6 figures a year is not your plan. That is not going to work. I don't know about y'all, but I'm trying to be a millionaire fast, like within 10 years. I'm not trying to wait till I'm old and dusty to have $1 million. So we need a plan that is specific and is going to work to get us to our goals. Your focus should be on your plan and not your job. Just let your job fuel your plan. Now, this might make you think that, oh, you're going to start slacking at your job or whatever. It's actually quite the opposite. When you have a plan and you realize that your job can fuel it and to help you get to your financial goals, then it really motivates you to go to work each day. It gives you a reason and a drive to get up and go. So for your plan, you have to devote some money to it for it to work. So I devote personally $400 a month to my plan monthly. No matter what my plan is, that's how much I give myself a month to work on it. You need to set how much you're willing to put into your plan a month and then stick to it. And this plan is going to be risky. If you want to make a substantial amount of money from nothing, you have to risk. That's the only way to do it. Just think about Elon, the richest man in the world right now. There is absolutely no way he could have gotten to that level of wealth if he had to risk absolutely everything he had on Tesla. You can go back and hear interviews from Elon talking about how he didn't think they were going to make it through some hard times at Tesla, and they risked everything they had on it working. A good plan is going to have risk with it. It's all about how you manage that risk. The fourth thing you need is a decision. You have to decide on your plan and start immediately. If you want to be rich, you got to learn how to make decisions fast and change them slowly, not make decisions slowly and change them fast. The fifth thing you need is persistence. You have to stick to your plan even when it gets hard. Block out comments from negative people. Surround yourself with positive people that are going to encourage you and help you on your journey, and do the plan until it fails or succeeds. And if it fails, you make another plan and you try and try again. The main reason people fail in their journey to whatever goal they have set is they're not persistent. You have to learn from your failures. If your plan fails, learn from it, change your plan, and then try again, and keep doing that over and over again until it works. So now we got those 5 things. So how am I going to become a millionaire from GameStop using this? First thing we got to figure out is desire. And for me personally, I want to be able to work whenever I want to and to work wherever. I want to be my own boss, be in charge of my own hours. I don't want to miss any of my kids' activities or any family things just because work gets in the way. I want to be my own boss. Also, I want to adopt and have a bunch of children. And that just takes money these days, guys. Adoption is really expensive, and kids in general are really expensive. So I need money for these things. Third, I want to have a bunch of land so that my kids can grow up on and we can be outside and just adventure. And lastly, I want a Tesla. I've always wanted a Tesla Model S, and it takes money to get that. So that is one thing that I really want. Second, knowledge. So what I did was I read a ton of books on financial literacy. I read a ton of books on people's life who went from zero to, multiple $1 million. I learned about assets. Then when I was learning about assets, I realized stocks are the easiest asset to buy. It literally takes just linking your bank account to a brokerage and then clicking 2 buttons. So naturally, I learned everything I could about stocks. Then when I found different stocks, I would research them. I've researched GameStop probably on average an hour a day of research for the past year straight. If you're serious about getting wealthy, you gotta have specialized knowledge and you have to dig deep. So let's talk about my plan. How am I gonna make $1 million using GameStop? So to start my plan, I'm going to invest $400 a month. That's all my monthly plan allowance into a very undervalued stock that has huge upside potential. Now that is my plan, and I can already hear a chorus of people screaming, "Oh, that's too risky, you're an idiot, buy an ETF." Now you would be correct in stating that I am in fact an idiot, but you are much dumber than me if you believe buying the S&P 500 with a couple $100 a month will get you anywhere close to $1 million in 5 years. Just let me educate y'all for a sec. So if you have $1 million and you make, let's say, a great return on the S&P in a year would be 10%. So you make 10% on $1 million a year. That is $100,000 a year. Now that is a lot of money. And this is why all these mainstream people and anybody any brokers, whatever, are going to tell you, oh, put your money in something safe like an ETF. Now let's say you're like me, just a middle-class individual, and you can barely scrape together $10,000 to put into the stock market. At 10% a year, you're going to be making $1,000 a year. Let me just say congratulations, you are now 1/1000th of your way to being a millionaire. This is why you just cannot play it safe when you're starting from the bottom. The poorer you are, the riskier you have to be. That's just how it is. Once you make some money and you get the ball rolling, you can afford to be less risky. But when you're starting out, you have to take on risk. So that's what I decided. I was going to find a risky stock that had huge upside potential and big downside potential, and I was going to pour in my $400 a month until the plan either worked or it failed. Now, usually you can only find this type of returns in penny stocks or crypto or something like that. Well, enter GameStop. So if you haven't seen my breakdown on the entire GameStop situation and all the research I've done and other people have done, please go check out the video in the description. So instead of a penny stock or crypto, I decided to put all my money into GameStop. Now, according to my research and what I've done and my personal assessment of the situation The downside I could lose on this investment would be around 50% at the max. Absolute worst case scenario, something happens and the stock goes back down to $100. Now, do I think it would stay there? No, but we're just going to say the downside would be around 50%. Now, the upside of this trade that I believe in is very probable for GameStop to hit $2,000 a share, which would be 1,000% return on investment. Now, I also believe it has the potential to do $10,000 plus a share. Now, this would be 5,000% return on investment. Good luck getting that in an ETF. So if my goal is $1 million, I need to have 100 shares of GameStop and it needs to hit $10,000 a share. Now, a 5,000% return sounds probably absolutely ridiculous to you, but it happens all the time. I'll put some pictures on the screen right now of stocks who have done over 5,000% returns in 5 years. But what you got to realize is the only people that managed to make those kind of returns were people with a plan and persistence. Even if you bought Tesla at $50 a share, if you had no idea what was going on, did not have a plan, didn't even know the company, someone just tipped you off about it, there's almost no chance you would be holding all the way to $1,000 right now. But if you were somebody who did fierce research on Tesla, saw how big they can be, did all the research you possibly could, and understood that this could be a massive company, you are way more likely to hold all the way till the $1,000. So fourth, I made the decision that GameStop is the stock I'm going to use for my plan, and I'm going to stick with it until something fails or it works. This is where number 5, persistent, comes in. I plan on holding with all my money and adding more each month until GameStop hits $10,000 a share or the fundamentals change. So say their incredible new team and board just step down for some reason. So even if GameStop shares go down to $80 or $100, I promise you I'm going to be very excited because I'm going to be buying as much as I possibly can. Like I said, until GameStop hits $10,000 a share, or the fundamentals of the company change, I am not selling. Now, I'm not saying to go invest in GameStop. You got to understand, this is my plan. I'm saying to do your own research, find your own specialized knowledge, and invest in your own plan, whatever it may be. So that's all I got for y'all today. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Make sure to subscribe so you can follow me on my crazy journey. Am I going to be a millionaire or am I going to be completely broke? Y'all let me know in the comments. Anyways, love y'all. It's been KJ. I'll see y'all for the next video.